Hello, Leos. Thank you for being here. So glad you could make it. I hope you're all doing well. Leo, we're going to get into your messages about your money and finances and with work and see what you got happening. Now, Leo, I want to point out, first of all, be careful in making sure that whatever it is that you are trying to have a firm foundation with or put in place or maintain, that whatever steps you're taking, that you retrace your steps and make sure that everything is the way that you intended or was trying to have aligned or worked out or done. I say that because I thought I was on camera when I was shuffling and realized that nothing was recording. Thankfully, I checked before I scooped all this up to move on to the next one. So, we're just going to go into your messages again, Leo. So, let's get started. Now, Leo, your energy and attitude about your money and finances is you do have the forgiveness. Now, I don't know, did you hear that plane that went by? I did. That sound, that noise. That was a plane going by. So something's hovering over you about your money or with work, or it's coming into focus, or it's something that you are now observing, looking at, trying to sort out, or it's got you on pause, right? Seeing what angle is going to come up. But you got forgiveness here. This is your energy about your money and finances. So I feel like you want to be excused, Leo. You want to be excused about something or some things to do with, or as it has to do with your money, or as it has to do with work. You want forgiveness. I feel like you want to get a pass on something. You want to be excused. You may be focusing on the allowance with money or the lack of allowance with money. But with forgiveness here, it's like you want to be pardoned somehow. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. I also feel like you might be being very hard on yourself, or very judgmental, or you may be feeling judged, or you may be judging. And there's a need to be more compassionate towards yourself, more forgiving of yourself. I feel like you want grace, or there's a need for you to have more grace here. It's a 49 breaking down to a 13 that's in the corner here, and a 49 breaking down to a 13 that speaks about death, and it also breaks down to a 4 that also speaks about the emperor. So you could be dealing with authority as it has to do with money and institution, where you are wanting forgiveness or wanting to be pardoned or hoping for some sort of acceptance or allowance with the scrutiny that you could be experiencing, or hoping you don't receive scrutiny with, where you may be concerned about the loss of money or change in your money or work, or something is resurrecting, coming back around. You also have this could be bad, Leo. I don't know what you're thinking about, but you thinking this could be bad. So whatever's going on with money or work, right? That you want some acceptance or forgiveness, or you want to get a pass on this, or um, you want some flexibility, some leniency, or you being hard on yourself and you need to just relax, or you having a hard time relaxing about this. That's because you feel like this could be bad. You think that something could go wrong or happen that you don't want to see happen here with money. Now, you also are sensing, some of you, that with money or work, you are anticipating or you are observing something going bad or the potential of it going bad here. And you may be looking to see how you can get leniency with this, or how you can get more time or an extension or be relieved of it altogether, perhaps in some way, because you do have success and growth, okay, which is an 8. So with success and growth, this is focusing on movement, speed, change. You may be concerned about, whether or not you're going to be held back or be able to move forward. Okay, or see progress with something. You may be collecting ideas, collecting information, or starting to churn a lot of ideas in your head about money or work or something that has to do where there's a focus on your money. It got you focused on it too. There may be a lot of tasks involved here that you are trying to do or handle with money or with work. Or there may be a task coming up that got you concerned or focused on your money, or is involving your money in some way, is connected there. It may be some sort of significant or specific event or events that's coming around that you are concerned about opportunity for you or the lack of opportunity. For some of you, you're focusing on messages, communication back and forth, or what will you hear, or if you will hear anything. If you're going to be excused, or if something's going to be accepted or allowed, or maybe this is you struggling with that for yourself about your money or with work. But you want to have progress here, okay? You just want to keep it pushing. And so you're keeping an eye on things. You may be trying to come up with some alternative here. Okay, you may be waiting for some sort of results or seeing how something's going to play out, or you just on hold because something is going on with an institution as far as your money is concerned. Now, you also have it's time to take action. Okay, it's time to take action. And with it's time to take action, you have your commitment is being tested. So there's something that you are needing to attend to, needing to address, needing to rise to the call to, needing to examine, needing to deal with it's time to take action. It's time for you to do something here. Or you may be looking to see if it's time for you to take action with something to do with money and work, because you have with your commitment is being tested. There's a focus on a particular commitment at work and or with your money that you're looking at, that there's some sort of scrutiny around it, or you are experiencing challenges with, or you are looking to see if you're going to experience challenges with, but it's being tested as if something's being examined, something being scrutinized, something is occurring with a particular commitment as it has to do with your money or to do with work. And so it's as if it's like a little bit of a trial for you. So there's some sort of outcome that you are watching for, or you may be in your head about this or in your feelings about this, because you may be concerned about whether something will be allowed or accepted or changed, or if you're going to see growth or progress, or you may be concerned about what messages, communication happens, or how quickly something happens. You do have motivate, carnelian. So with motivate here, this may be something that you are struggling with, that you're not very motivated about, or maybe you are very motivated about, or there's a need to be able to have some grounding with this. But I feel like this is something that you have trouble moving on, or you don't want, you perhaps aren't very, I just feel like you're not really all that motivated about it, or you're trying to get motivated with it. Maybe you are motivated with it, but you may need a little more help with that to balance that, that drive, that passion, that action. Or you may be looking to see what is transpiring, or how you may need to come at this, how you may need to make a move on it, or if you should make a move on it. But there's something that you are looking for the movement on it to happen in order for you to be motivated or not, with money or with work. Or you're looking to see how something is going to move and if it's going to allow for you to see success and growth. You have decided, confused by too many choices, decide the best course of action and pursue income generating activities in your business. Okay, so you focus on a decision about your money that's either happening to your money or that you may need to make, or both. There may be some confusion around that. You may be looking at your options, or, concerned about your options. You are looking at what the best course of action is, or there may be a need to prepare yourself with the best course of action here. But I feel you are looking to be relieved of, or have what confusion be removed. There may be some issue with communication. There may be some communication you are expecting or looking for, Leo. You also have make better fucking choices. If you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. I almost said stop fucking yourself. Yeah, that's a slip or not. So you may be having issues with money or at work that may be as a direct result of the choices that you're making, and there's a need to make better fucking choices. So if you're mad, put a stop to that, because anger isn't the answer here if you're the cause of it, right? I mean, check yourself, forgive yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Okay, acknowledge what has happened, but being angry and operating from that doesn't solve anything. It's only going to create more chaos and confusion and making poor choices as a result. So you feel tested in some way with your money or with work, and there's a need for you to make good choices about whatever you are experiencing here, because you may be angry or upset to where, this is maybe something you were coaxing up in yourself in this anticipation, because this feels like anticipation energy. And there's a need for you to relax and chill and, have some forgiveness, or take the path of least resistance, the path of forgiveness here. Okay, maybe, be a little more flexible, a little more open. We do have open to receive. Okay. So you may be struggling with being open to receive, or you may be just struggling with being open to something that's going on to do with your money or to do with work. And so it could be due to the power of the fucking pivot, because you are concerned about something taking a huge change with your money or with work that you may not be open to receiving, or you're looking to see if there's anything that you need to do in order for you to receive what you want, that you are open to, by how you might be able to change it, or you're looking to see what will change and whether or not you're going to be open to receiving that shit or not. You do have, I am bringing joy to my life with my money. How can you use your money to create joy today? What about next month and next year? So you are concerned with your money in a long-term sense. Okay, so whatever's coming up, it's something that is concerning you for how it will impact your money when it, if something happens or if something doesn't happen, and whatever that is, it'll have a long-term effect. But you're being asked to focus on bringing joy to your life with your money. So, this may be a time that instead of you being hard on yourself or being very critical or judgmental about your money or situation or work, how can you treat yourself to something to put yourself in a more positive space or keep you in a more positive space with your money? There may be a need for you to be a little more creative about your money and finances. Some of you may be focusing on entrepreneurship and you are seeing what you can produce yourself. There may be something that you're creating on your own here or trying to create on your own here. Or you're looking to just be happy and have joy about your money and finances, or you're just determined that that's how that's going to be. Whatever this is that you're focused on with money or with work, is that you are determined that you're going to be happy here. So that tells me that you're looking to make sure that you get the results, or it damn near as close to as you can, the results you want to see happen for you with money and with work here. And so you may want to be careful about the choices that you're making to make that happen. Because what space are you operating from? Because something about this got you a little upset, uneasy. You do have learn by experience, not by mistake. So I feel like for some of you, this is something you've gone through before and it's coming back around. And so you have the chance to handle something differently. And so will you, because you have the experience. For some of you, you're trying to repair something, or you need something repaired to do with your money or to do with work. For some of you, there's something you just want to stick a pin in it and be done, as it has to do with your money and with work. For some of you, you're trying to get all the knowledge and information that you can, or you're struggling to get all the knowledge and information that you can because you want to be informed. You want to have the information. You don't want to be ill-advised. You want to have understanding. You don't want to make any mistakes. For some of you, you are making a mistake because you're not learning from the situation or getting the knowledge and information, or you're not learning from past practice or behavior. But I feel like there's something you want to secure or tighten up with money or with work. There's something you want fixed or adjusted, or you're concerned about something becoming adjusted with money or work. I do feel you're trying to have an approach, a positive approach, or you should have more of a positive approach here, where whatever you're observing, be mindful of your level of scrutiny towards it, because it may affect you making the best possible choices around this, or you may need to narrow down your options or become aware of what they are. But don't get confused by what's going on or what you need to do when it comes to your need to decide, when it comes to you having to make a decision around this. You may be waiting for a decision and wondering about a decision. But there's something about with money, you are expecting change, or you observing to see what change is coming in. Either you are expecting it or it's unexpected, but you don't know if the change will be unexpected. You don't know if you're going to experience a high or a low here. with money or with work. So let's get into the tarot messages that came through. So the overall energy you have around you about your money that is your focus is the Hierophant. You could be involved with or dealing with the Taurus with the Hierophant energy here. This is a focus definitely on commitments, on institutions, okay? The rules, a system, okay? Your beliefs, the tradition, the family, the status quo. And you do have the Tower here. So you could be, focused on or dealing with the Scorpio here. This is Scorpionic energy. So as it has to do with an institution or commitment, you may be concerned about any major changes, sudden changes that could happen, unwanted change, perhaps, or you may be concerned about a rude awakening or trying to get an epiphany here with the Tower here. You may be concerned about what gets established that could shake things up for you uncomfortably. Because you got all these clouds here. This person got the glasses on and they're looking, but the clouds are around. So there's some sort of confusion here. Or you're trying to see how things clear up. If you're going to experience any confusion, or if you're going to experience some sort of, I'm hearing tumultuous experience connected to your money or work through some sort of commitment or through some information or system. You may be experiencing issues with bucking up against a system and having problems with the higher power, or your money isn't in a space where there's a higher power that's influencing it, and you're concerned about whether or not you're going to experience any uncomfortable shakeup or how drastic the change could be. And this is affecting you in a personal way. So you're focusing on some sort of system, some sort of institution. Something may be being evaluated here, being scrutinized, being examined here, or up for an exam around money. An evaluation. It feels like an evaluation. Perhaps to do it alone. You might be focusing on a loan or focusing on a decision from work. Dealing with authority, or there is some authority over your money, or you're focusing on trying to have control, or if you're going to lose control, or how you're going to manage, or how something's going to be managed. If there's some sort of decision or there's some sort of event that's happening that you are observing and you want success and growth with, you want to see progress with, or you're wondering what news you will receive with the concern that it could be bad, there may be a need that you be more conservative with your money and hold off on things. You may have been splurging. It's okay to treat yourself, but there could be some overindulgence, or you may have been overdoing something where you are ridiculing yourself or being difficult. I didn't mean to say that, but that's how it came out. So there it is. I'm here. I can't do it. I can't do it. Something you don't want to do. Does it have to do with money or work? You do have Death and the Hermit. Now, with this particular Death, you see that there's an arm and what's that, a sky? I feel like this is you concerned about if money is going to be taken from you, okay, through some sort of examination, Leo. For some of you, this is experiencing a loss of money because of the lack of examination, the lack of living a more, from a more minimalist conduct with your money or with work. For some of you, you're looking at how to change what's going on with money or work through what you are examining. For some of you, you are at a loss to change something with what you're examining. But I do feel like there's some sort of deliberation over money or with work or something to do with work where you're concerned about loss or you experience loss or you're trying to change it or having issues with changing it. And so you want answers. Your money may be being analyzed or you may be being analyzed at work or both. You may be concerned about whether or not something will be renewed. But also with death, if you experience loss with money, and some of you will, death is also saying that another source of income or resource will come in. This, even though you experience loss, something else will come in. You also have the Empress and the Five of Cups. So for some of you, you're focused on a Libra, or you're dealing with a Virgo, or you're dealing with a Gemini, for me with the Empress here. And by the way, with death, you could be involved with a Scorpio, the Hermit, a Virgo, if I didn't mention that already before. But with the Empress and the Five of Cups, what's interesting is that with death and the Hermit, death is looking at the Empress. So there may be some sort of scrutiny or concern about you being able to get success or progress or growth or productivity with something that you may have lost and wanting to regain, or that you don't want to lose, or that you want to change, or as it has to do with a change or something ending. You may be focused on a mother, your mother, or the mother of your children. Where your money is concerned, this could be around child support. Maybe that's being examined. That's up for review. Something's being reviewed with money or with work. Or something, you want something reviewed, or you're concerned about a review here. But with the Empress and the Five of Cups, you experiencing some sort of loss, right? You either experiencing loss, or you feel like you're going to lose some money, or you're feeling depressed about the loss of money, or that you don't get the success you want with something that you were nurturing or trying to create or see progress with or see growth here. The Empress is also saying, though, that despite the loss you could be experiencing, for some of you, the Empress is saying that you will enter into a more fertile period, positive time with money. The Empress is also saying that you are focusing on what you can create yourself to bring yourself profit, perhaps your own entrepreneurship or business, or side hustle, if you will. This may be you becoming more goal oriented due to your concern for a loss of money, or that you don't want to lose any money, or you're trying to see how to recover or salvage. You might be concerned about whether or not you got to pay more money to something that is under scrutiny, or something that you wanted to recover was a loss to you. For some of you, something was lost to you and you do recover it. But I do feel there's something that you've experienced before. And so this is you learning by applying your experience so as to not make a mistake, or you make a mistake because you don't have enough experience. You do have the Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers. So for some of you, concerning money and work, you are focused on something being evaluated and waiting for a decision to do with how your money is affected, or something that's of value to you here. Also, with the Seven of Pentacles, you may be thinking of the long-term ramifications of a decision or a commitment. Some of you are being assisted and able to recover from loss of money because you experience kindness, okay? That you receive what you want. Some of you, there's something that you want that has value or has to do with money or work that you don't feel reciprocated. But you do receive some sort of, for some of you, you receive some sort of help to recover. For some of you, there's some sort of disappointment with what you are trying to create or nurture or see success with. Or this is you trying to be as creative as possible so that you can salvage any loss that you experience with money or loss that happens through work or through an institution or a system. And with the Seven of Pentacles, this is you waiting or putting in the energy and effort. But this is you also with the Lovers. You could be dealing with a Gemini. And this is you focusing on a difficult choice, or you don't want to compromise, or you trying to get a compromise here. Perhaps this is you getting clear or needing to get clear on your values or needing to articulate your position. This is you coming from a genuine place, or you want what's happening here or what you're dealing with or who you are engaging to come from a genuine place here. This is you getting in touch with your feelings and emotions about what you are tending to or waiting for. This is you wanting harmony here. For some of you, you are not getting the return you want from a commitment, or you're not wanting to have to invest any more in a commitment than what you already are doing financially or with work. But I do feel that you are waiting for some sort of decision around money. It could be a loan, but something's being evaluated, something's being examined, something's being scrutinized, something's being reviewed. It's due to a loss or due to a change or pending change or pending loss, depending on how you perceive it. But I see that you see that this could be bad. Doesn't mean it is, but you can see how it could be. Your outcome is you do have the Moon and the Five of Wands. So you are experiencing some confusion. There's some sort of mystery around your money. Be careful of hidden agendas. Be careful of fraud with the Moon. This is you wanting clarity with something here, or waiting for clarity. With the Five of Wands, you could be experiencing some strife or some struggle, within yourself or about the money or work situation. There's some uneasiness, some uncertainty, perhaps even some fear, but definitely some intense emotions here. But there's an issue surrounding money or issue surrounding work. But just know with the Moon energy that whatever you're experiencing, you will see this cleared up after the next full moon, however that's going to look for you. So you're going to be in a bit of a mystery about something with money, or with how something will or will not change. So your experience with money is a little chaotic, even your experience with work. You want agreement. Some of you don't want to change an agreement, or someone doesn't want to change an agreement with you. But there's some sort of difficult change here. You could be fighting with yourself or fighting with others, struggling in your mind, or truly struggling in your situation around a loss, conflict, or challenge, or the idea of loss, conflict, or challenge here. And so there's a struggle having clarity around this. Your guidance, Leo, is God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. So this is about not having a scarcity mindset, not thinking the worst, or that it's whatever's going to happen is going to be bad for you, and trusting that the universe is supporting you and the universe has your back, and that you can recover from loss if that's what you experience, or that there's a need for you to not entertain the idea of loss, even though there may be a potential for it, but to focus on that your source, your supply, your needs are met by the universe no matter what's happening here, and that it's okay to be open to receive, okay, or to be open to what could come in. Yes, fear and trepidation may be around this, but don't let that be your blockage to what you are dealing with and going through. Allow and have some acceptance here, and just focus on how you can act upon what's going on or needing to happen, where you can create more success and growth for yourself with money and work. There may be something you need to let go of that you may have had a hard time letting go of, because this side is like still holding on to the skull. So something might just be over and done and you're not done with it, because you're still trying to find a way with the Hermit. And it's only creating more upset for you. For some of you, there is at least one or two more options that you haven't uncovered yet that will allow you to be able to put in the energy and effort with what you're waiting for and get the decision or the agreement that you want here. Or trust that whatever you need, if it's not coming from where you intended, that there's another source or supply available to you, and look towards that. I hope these messages help. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye, Leo.